Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, thank you for stopping by. I'm Laura Johnson. I normally don't post videos like this. I am actually a cosmetologist. I plan to, my reason for being on YouTube is to honestly post everything about beauty and everything that I've learned from cosmetology school for everybody to, know all things beauty and from a professional standpoint. But I also do lifestyle vlogs and everything. I have different playlists and stuff that I have on my channel. I don't have different channels with different parts of my life or anything like that. I pretty much have everything separated in playlists. So if you're into the beauty stuff, if you're into makeup tutorials, I have a playlist for that. If you're into tagged videos like, top 10 reasons why I love spaghetti or something, not really, but I have like 10 things that haunt or spook me or scare me, or 10 things that I love and stuff. But for everything on this channel, I try to keep it positive and in a positive light and everything. But since it's getting to October, I kind of want to get into a spooky, I want to get into the spookiness of Halloween and stuff, and let's all get spookified for Halloween, you know what I mean? So yeah, so if you're feeling spooky, please stay, for I'm about to tell you some weird things that I've done as a kid. And if I keep looking down, I'm trying to read my notes that I have down here, because this is my 5th time filming this video. I got my monster here with me. It is 11:01 o'clock, and I have not been able to sleep. And you're probably thinking, why the heck are you drinking a monster at 11 o'clock at night? It's because I haven't. Kimber's in there licking or having herself some water. Weston's gonna be going crazy probably now. No, you're good, you're good. I'm gonna try to keep this not short, but not long, but in the middle, because I wish stories like this kind of lasted for like 20 minutes, if not 30 minutes. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go over 30 minutes, but I'm gonna cut it and have some cuts, because I'm not gonna have, this all in one take. So this is kind of a video so y'all can get to know me a little bit more, but it's still kind of spooky for Halloween, and this will be in my October playlist. To know me a little bit better, I would go to church as a kid. When I went over to my dad's house, we would always go to church every Sunday, because him and his now ex-wife, they would always go to church. My dad still goes to church. He still is very active, and he is like, he's not like, he goes to church, but he's not like, no Harry Potter, no this, no that. But she was. So when I was younger, at their house, I couldn't watch Harry Potter, anything with witches in it, or anything that had to do with scary stuff, demonic things. No. And when I was young, when I went to church, we were always taught, like, oh, the AC shut off. We were always taught that no paranormal, like, none of that stuff, because it allows, the devil or whatever to attack you or whatever. It makes you mentally not strong, and it allows for things to be able to come and possess you, pretty much. And I think, now that I'm older, I think to go about this is to have a strong heart, mind, and soul, believe in God or whatever. If you don't believe in that kind of stuff, I understand. I'm not trying to push religion on you. I'm not very religious myself. Like, you believe what you believe in, but I am very spiritual, I would like to say. I would like to believe that there is a higher power. If you believe in good, you have to believe into the bad. If you believe in, things that are good happening or whatever, you have to believe in the bad. And I believe there has to be good and evil somehow. There has to be a heaven and hell. There has to be war. There can't be war without peace, stuff like that. That's how I believe. That's how I think the world is, And I also believe in the high vibrations and frequencies and all that, even though I'm just kind of like through all this, because you probably already know this. If you're watching this kind of video, you've probably seen a bunch of videos like that. Here recently, I've been watching Haley Russe and Loie Lane, and I totally, I have, as they say, I believe in the unbelievable, like what they say. And I believe that sometimes there's no explaining stuff. Like, some things just happen. But, oh, just heard something. It sounded like a growl, but it was like a motor. It was like a motorcycle or whatever. And I was like, oh, I'm talking about this and I'll whatever. But anyways, I believe some things can be explained and some things just can't be explained. And you kind of, the only reason is to say maybe or maybe not, you know. But when I say maybe or maybe not, like fill in the blank. Maybe it's whatever, maybe it's not. Whatever you believe in, pretty much. And I have never really encountered anything paranormal, but when I was a kid, I used to do things that were weird. And there was one particular thing that I think my mom would put in my head, and then I would be like, oh, okay, well, okay. Also, as a kid, I used to hate scary movies. I used to be bad at pranking people. Like, I was not that kid that would try to scare people. I could not scare other people. Like, I'm this cute little girl that nobody really found scary. You know what I mean? Except there's some things that scare my mom, and my mom thinks like little girls and scary stuff do not mix. Like, cause that's really scary. Could not prank anybody. If I try to prank somebody, I would be laughing before I would like jump out and spook someone. So if I was like hiding somewhere, I would be laughing, and like I wouldn't be able to keep quiet or anything. I just wasn't that kid. Plus, I was a little kid. I wouldn't even think of, I didn't even know sleepwalking was a thing until I started doing it, and I thought it was funny, but my mom thought it was creepy. And I've never seen somebody sleepwalk ever, but my mom and my older brother have, and they think it's scary. Like, they thought it was weird, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. I also found it very ironic that I would scare people just because I would never like that stuff. Like, I would never like scary movies. I never had the idea to do that to people. I hated it myself. Why would I want to do it to somebody else, you know? So in my childhood home, I'm gonna have a picture that I had drawed or whatever. So when I'm explaining this stuff, I'll just show you. When I was little, I wasn't scared of the dark. Like, I was, but I wasn't. There was no need for me to be scared. Like, all I knew is that there was a lamp, a street light outside of my window. So like, imagine this being my window or whatever. There would be a street light right across the street, and it would shine into my room. So when that happened, you know, my room would be lit up. I really didn't need a night light, but later on I ended up getting a night light because I think they took the street light down or something, and so I had to get a night light when I was like 7 or 8. I was like in 1st grade or something, and I got a night light, and I had a night light ever since then, you know, going up into like middle school. But I now like sleeping with the lights off, which I found weird. Like, I could sleep with it totally pitch black, but I need a fan on. I need at least some white noise going on. So that's how I am now. But when I was little, it wasn't like I was scared of the dark, because I would always sleep in the dark when I was little. And then I stopped sleeping in the dark when I actually started knowing that there was scary movies and stuff. But when I was younger, I would just, you know, of course I would want to sleep with my mom, and I would yell in my room, or this one night I yelled in my room, "Can I come sleep with you?" And I would just yell. I wouldn't get out of bed or anything. I would start yelling, "Mom, can I come in bed with you?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." So I would go, you know, to her bedroom, and just so you know what that was, so I don't know if this makes sense. So this is my room, and this is my mom's room. So I would have to get out of bed on this side, go up, around, out, and then back in here, and then lay right here. So when I was laying down with my mom just woke up in the middle of the night, and she was like, "What was that noise?" And I heard it too. It was like a weird little winding noise. And I woke up, and I had a Barbie car that actually drove into my mom's room. But I remember it last being in my room, and I think me and my mom just cleaned my room, and because we had everything in, like, I had a little basket right here in front of my bed that had a bunch of little toys, and my mom had like all my other toys like stacked around here, and I think she had some of my Barbie stuff right here. So it would have had to come out of my room all the way around here and just drive straight in here. It wasn't like it drove straight and pointed towards the bed. It just drove in here. and my mom heard it go from here all the way around into there. And so that way you have a right idea. But when she woke up, she was like, okay, who's messing with us? My mom's like, where's the remote? Who has a remote? And I'm about to like get somebody and like stop. So my mom and me and I guess my stepdad, yeah, we all went and looked for the remote. I think my older brother was with his dad, so he wasn't in the house or anything. It was just like me and my mom and my stepdad at the time. And my mom was like, this is weird. And she found my remote control in my basket with my toys that was in front of my bed. And she said, that's creepy. And then, of course, my stepdad's like, okay, well, something fell on top of it. My mom's like, even if something fell on top of it, it would have had to fallen a few times or shifted a few times in the basket for the car to make that many turns into the bedroom. For it to go all the way from my bedroom, out a few turns, and then into my mom's bedroom, it would have had to shift around a couple of times. It didn't just do that. It didn't just fall and the Barbie out of one little move went in there. Something either would have had to taken over the car and gotten in there, or something. There was just no Kimber going in. There's just no explaining it. I don't know how. There's just no explaining it. It was just one of those things. That one, I wouldn't say was paranormal or whatever. I don't know. I don't even want to try to make sense of it because I feel like the less I know, the better. And so that, I was too young to even know any of that. But when I later, like, got older, my mom would always say that, like, we have no clue. Nobody was in the house. We don't even know. Like, there's no way. Later on, I remember it was getting to where I would start going to my room or my mom's room a lot, and then my mom's like, you've got to stay out. Like, you got to stay in your room. There's no reason for you to be over here. You need to stop. And so one night I couldn't sleep again, and I asked my mom, can I sleep in her bedroom? And she's like, no, no, no. And then that same night, I don't know how, like, I guess I could take this, my makeup bag, and it was like, and it sounded just like that. And I still remember it to this day. And I was like only 6 or 7 or 8, something like that. And my mom says, okay, fine. And I was like, what if it gets me? My mom's like, just run. Like, don't run. If you feel something on your, like, run. And so I get my blanket and I get up and I run to my mom's bedroom. And we were like, we don't know what that was, but that was creepy. And it sounded like it was in front of my bedroom, like in front of my door on the ground. But when I got into my mom's room, my mom was saying it was something in the attic. But we didn't know. It was just weird, creepy. And then we come to conclusion that maybe it was squirrels in the walls, because that happens a lot in Louisiana. Squirrels, during the winter and stuff, they'll get into your attic and into your walls. But sometimes in the summer they do that because the walls stay cool with the AC. And so they'll, just stay in the wall. But I want to say when I got a little bit older and it was like the start of 2nd grade, I used to get a little bit scared thinking I saw stuff at night. And because I watched Spirited Away with my Mimi, and I never should have watched it. And I started picturing like the black ghost people with the white mask. And I was always scared about those things. And so I would always like tell my mom, like, I see like an eye or I see a person standing in there. My mom was like, okay, well, you're just seeing those people. Me, I don't know what I saw. I honestly think now, being older, I just think I was seeing things in the dark as a kid. After that, things got pretty normal. Like, nothing really scary, weird like that happened. I would start either yelling in my sleep and sleepwalking. One time I woke up and my mom's like, do you remember anything last night? And I was like, no, what happened? She's like, you were yelling, it's 2:04. And it wasn't like me saying, oh, it's 2:04, or, you know, she kept saying like I was arguing with somebody. It's 2:04. It's 2:04. It's 2:04. And she said, I don't know if I said it like that fast or anything. She just said I kept saying it, and it was going on for about an hour. And it was either me dreaming that I was arguing with the lunch lady, or it was me trying to argue with my teacher, saying either, because my lunch number and my bus number was 2:04. And I have a lot of weird things about 2 and 4s being in my life. I don't know why. Like, I'm 1 out of 4 kids, and my siblings or whatever, like I have 3 other siblings and I'm like the 4th one or whatever, but I only have, they're all half brothers. I don't know. But I just kept yelling, it's 2:04. My mom's like, you were arguing with somebody, like you were telling somebody that it was 2:04. After that, I did my first sleepwalking in that house, and my first sleepwalking, whatever. But I would wake up, I have to use this thing again. My first time sleepwalking, I would get out of bed, walk around, up here, go over here, and then back right here, and I laid down on this couch. And the way that I laid down, let me see if I can draw it real quick. Okay. I'm a bad drawer. So these are my feet, my knee, my booty, and then my head and my arms. So my arms would be laying beside me, my feet would be right there, and my butt would be in the air, and I would be like that. But I wasn't smiling or anything, I was just sleeping. And I just sat there and slept for a while. And my mom and my brother, they said when I was walking, they were trying to like, not wake me up, but they were just like, because, you know, apparently, I don't know what the thing is about, you're not supposed to wake up a sleepwalker, but my mom was really good about not waking me up when I was sleepwalking, or trying not to. So when I went over to the couch and I laid down, my mom and my brother were just watching me, because like, it was not even late at night. It was like I just went to bed, and it was, my brother was like 4 years older than me. He was probably just going into middle school, or just ending elementary school, like 5th grade or something. And so he got to sleep a little bit later, or go to sleep a little bit later. I had to go to sleep at 7:30 or 8:30, or at least go to bed at that time so I could go to sleep at 9. And but I just went to the couch, slept, and I woke back up, and my mom said it was like I stand there for a little bit, and it was like I was trying to like balance myself, and then I just started walking back to my room, and I went to bed like nothing happened, didn't wake up, nothing. And I slept for the rest of the night, and I was good. And the next morning, my mom and my brother were telling me right before I went to school, they're like, oh my gosh, like you did this last night, did you remember it? I was like, no. And they're like, it was like you were just in a trance, but you're sleeping and you're just like walking. I was like, I don't know. And they would get so freaked out, but I would think it was funny, because I didn't think it would happen. I think they were just like saying it just to say it, but they're like, no, you really did. And I just thought it was weird. So yeah. So after that, things got pretty much normal again, because the only thing that the doctors told my mom that I need to stop having like something sugary, or like M&Ms, or like, because I would, you would get Halloween candy before bed if you had some left over throughout the year or something, and or you would have like we would have like little Debbie cakes or whatever after dinner, and they told me that I would either have to eat it before dinner so I could at least still have something sweet or a dessert or whatever, because if I would have had it after dinner, because we ate pretty late, we would eat dinner around 7 or 8, but I wouldn't be able to, have my dessert. So my mom was like, okay, well, before bed. So that's what we had to do. I had to stop drinking sugary drinks and stuff, even though it's 11 o'clock at night. But anyways, yeah, they told me to stop doing that. And yeah, I never did it again, or at least for a while. We had something that happened to us as a whole family, and it made us like want to move out. And it wasn't anything paranormal or scary or anything like that. This scratching that I was talking about, later on, we didn't just have squirrels in the walls. My brother woke up, I think he woke up one night saying that a rat ran across his room. And he was like, it wasn't a mouse. He was like, it was a rat. Because if it was a little bitty mouse, it would have been like tiny. And that's when my mom kept like, oh no, it was just a mouse. Ignore it. It's just a mouse. Ignore it. It's just a mouse. And then my mom saw it and she's like, that's a rat. And then my brother was like, told you it was a rat. And he was like in middle school at this time. And he was like, I told you. I was right. And I was like, fine, because there was a lot of times me and my brother were right and my mom just like vanished it. Like, we weren't kids. We weren't the boy who cried wolf or the girl who cried wolf in our house. Like, if we were scared, we had to have a logical explanation of why to wake up our mom. We would have to think of a way to, we would have to have a good reason why we had to wake her up at late at night. You know what I mean? And so my brother was like, there's a rat in the house. And then like, so he moved out of his room because, yeah, okay. So his room was right here. And this is the couch that he slept in. And this is the dining room table right here. And this was like a little thing that just made the kitchen into a U. It was like a little closet area that we would keep brooms and stuff in. But yeah, this was a whole kitchen. It went like that. That's the back door for the backyard. And this is my room. This is my little brother's room. Or this is my mom's room. And this was my little brother's room. This was also where I saw the stuff at. Because one time I was sleeping in his room and I would see stuff. But meanwhile, my brother saw a rat go like right around there. And it would go from here to there to the kitchen. So my brother moved out of his little room because he didn't want it to jump in his bed because he was on the floor. And so he went to go sleep in that couch, and we put a baby gate there thinking, oh, the rat can't get over it. We were wrong. The rat actually went over the baby gate, went around onto the couch. Like this space wasn't there. The couch and the kitchen table actually blocked this little area, and that's how we like disconnected the two. But the rat would have had gone on here and on there and eaten all of our bread and stuff, and it would eat all of our like little snacks and stuff in the kitchen. And yeah, like that freaked us out. And then once we ended up catching the rat, but we moved out because my mom's like, I don't want to live here anymore, because there was bad kids in the neighborhood, and they would go around with like paintballs, and my mom was scared that I couldn't even go and play out in the yard because these kids were harassing my older brother when he would walk. Like, he was able to walk from the house to school, and when he did that, there was a kid that would always like bully, and he actually would fight my older brother, and my older brother would try to do everything. He would go a street or a block down, and the kid would always like know where my brother was, and he would always beat up my brother. And it was getting to the point like my brother took self-defenses. My mom was trying to teach him how to defend himself, but this kid would end up getting like his friends and beating up my brother. It was bad. And so my mom's like, we have to get somewhere where my kids can be safe and they can at least like walk down the road without getting beat up and stuff. So we went to the new house. Okay, so when we moved to my grandmother's house, it was in the same district as the school that I actually was going to, because I wasn't going to the right school. I was actually going to the wrong school in the wrong school district. But my mom wanted me to go to a better school, and she wanted me to you know, go to the same school that my older brother was in, because at one point my older brother lived with my Mimi, and so he would, you know, go to the elementary school that I would go to, but we were not in the school district. So we finally moved into my Mimi's house. We were finally in the school district. We were finally good and had everything situated. I ended up having my next door neighbor was my best friend, still is, Caitlin. I'm actually going to be in her wedding in like less than a year. Like, I think it's less than 200 days that her wedding is, which is, you know, I'm going to go home and order my wedding dress and stuff, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a vlog with her in it, and we're going to go and finally get my bridesmaid's dress, and she's going to come with me. We're going to have lunch, and we're going to talk about the good old days, and she'll probably confirm this story that I'm about to say, because one time I actually slept walk in this house, and it was like, it's been a year, because I slept walk in like 2nd grade, and then now it's like 3rd grade, and I started sleepwalking. And okay, so this was our house setup. Okay, so this was my room. I was in bed right here, and this is the bathroom. This is my older brother's room, and this is my mom's room. That was the living room, and then that was the front door. So as you can see, my room, front door, totally, it's an obstacle to get there. So I went out of bed. I even made arrows, but I got out of bed and went that way, out the door, past the bathroom and hallway, and then I went around this corner, so I had to take a right. And this was my mom's room, and she slept right here, so she could hear me walking, but she didn't really think anything of it till I got around. Like, I went through the living room and got around here. Plus, there was a TV right here, so I had to go a little bit around that and then go through here. And this door had a deadbolt and a lock on the door. So I had to unlock the door and unlock the deadbolt. And then I came out and then went to my friend's house. And my mom, she caught me right when I was unlocking the door, and I don't know what she was thinking. She was just like, I think she was thinking somebody's coming through the front door, but she also felt like one of us was sneaking out or something. It was one of the two. And when my mom finally got to the front door and saw me just walking out in my PJs, she's like, she's sleepwalking again, really? And so when she got me, I was right in front of my friend's front window to her bedroom, and I was like pretty much almost to her front door. Also, there was a screen door that I would have to unlock that too. So the screen door was locked and the main door was locked. So I had 3 locks that I had to get through, and I did that all in my sleep. So after that happened, my mom's like, okay, well, obviously you're having something sugary before bed, so no water, no sugar, nothing right before bed, like nothing an hour before you sleep. To end this off, this is the last time I ever done something so freaky. One night, my mom said she was in the living room and she was just minding her own business, watching TV, about to go to bed, and all of a sudden, she hears me screaming like somebody had came into my room, or as if I saw a rat or something. She's like, you were screaming on the top of your lungs. She ran, and me and her ran into, hold on. So it was like, where is it? So I got out screaming, running, and I got to right here, and my mom was running from this way, and we met right there. And my mom said that she grabbed me, and like I ran into her like full, like into, oh, that was loud. But like pretty much like that, like I ran into her, and she was like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, what is it, what is it, what is it? Like my mom was getting so mad because I was just screaming. And my mom, it was like I guess she kind of like pulled me up so she could see me, so she could be like, what? And when she did, she was like, oh my God. And she's like, you were half asleep. You weren't even awake. You were just screaming pretty much. It was like sleepwalking, but you were screaming, but you were like almost conscious enough. Like you were literally like half in this, like half asleep and half awake. Like you were halfway in this world, halfway out. And she was like, it was like almost the only thing that we could describe it, or I could describe it. It was like sleep. Okay, I say sleep paralysis, but I mean like the opposite, to where like I was full on running, but I wasn't awake. So yeah. Paralysis, but like I couldn't wake up, because I remember the next morning my mom was like, do you know what happened last night? And I was like, I know there was a rat in my room. And she was like, or I was like, there was a rat in my room, but I think it was my hair. And I was like, all I remembered the next day, I was like, yeah, that scared me. Like, I remember I woke up and my hair went across the pillow and I thought it was a rat. Or I think I was dreaming it. I said it was a dream, because I was like, I dreamt that. Like, I didn't do anything. And my mom's like, no. Like, you were half awake. Like, half asleep, half awake. Like, you were still screaming, and I was getting annoyed, and I looked at you, and you were like, that. Like, she was just getting so mad. She saw it. She was like terrified. Like, oh my God. Like, ugh. Me, it's like I remember it, but I don't remember the rest of it. I remember I was scared because I thought a rat ran across my pillow, but I was like saying it was my hair that went across the pillow. But my mom was like, after that, I don't think you were even awake. Okay, Josh called me, and I'm hoping, I had to take my phone out of the tripod, and I'm hoping it doesn't fall, because I had it a certain way to where it didn't fall. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. But it's like, even when I wake up to go to the bathroom, I'm not even fully awake. I'm half awake. And Josh is the same way. If he wakes up to go to the bathroom, because like, you know how like you get that urgent feeling in the middle of the night that you have to go to the restroom, like you have to. And you just kind of like, you're still like going to the bathroom like this with your eyes closed, and you go to the bathroom, you turn on the light. Sometimes you don't even turn on the light because you're so tired and you don't even want the light to wake you up, so you pee in the dark and you go back to your room, and you're just not awake, but you're like awake enough to like go to the bathroom. Yeah, that's what me and Josh do. And so if you talk to us in that time, we're most likely not gonna remember it the next morning, because like we were so tired that our brain wasn't functioning all the way. It was still like shut down. But like, it's not sleepwalking, but we don't remember it. It's weird. I don't know why, but we do this a lot. Our brains are capable of a lot of things. Our brains can play tricks on us. If you stayed till this long, thank you. If you loved this, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It helps a lot. So this is what I do for fun. I like to share things and share stories, and I do have a few story times, but this is like my first like fun story time that I get to tell everybody that I think is interesting. So the end of the year is like where I flourish. So if you want to see more, like, subscribe. And I think I have a notification bell, but I don't think I get a notification bell till 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you subscribe so you can get notified. Yay! So thank you for watching, and yeah.